Hey everybody, welcome to the MoveU podcast. I'm here with a very special guest today. Her name is Hanna. Hanna's been a MoveU member for years.
2018.
2018?
Well, 2020, but I found you in 2018.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. So she we messaged in the past, but so Hanna was, I'm gonna get more information in the story, which I'm excited about too, piecing this together. But she's been fixing her shit and then ran into something last year. Last year? Both, right. Found me in person here, came in just not long ago, maybe a month or so. That's it, like a month?
Like 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Oh my goodness. And so I've been working with her here just a couple times. And, but she's got a lot of great things to share that I think can help you guys too. So, Hanna, I want to know, because you've got, your movement is one of your passions. You went to school for a lot of this? So let's go, why don't you take it back a little bit? Let's rewind this shit back in time.
Okay.
A starting point of maybe even like before, just take it back and why don't you bring us up to date in like a few minutes? How about that? I don't know where to put the starting point.
Yeah, so I guess of course I grew up athletic, as most of us did, that have a lot of chronic injuries around my age as well. I'm almost 29. I have had chronic pain since 22. I had my first injuries in high school, which were high ankle sprains on both ankles.
What'd you play?
I played soccer.
Oh, you played soccer?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
All soccer?
A lot of soccer. Other sports were more like social.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like keep up my speed.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then, so I got injured in high school. And so in college, I decided to do non-contact sports. So triathlon, and I taught group exercise classes at the University Rec Center.
Okay, hold on. Why did you choose your career, that path in school? Because Hanna went to school for, you have a degree and a master's in exercise
I
skills.
have an undergrad and graduate degree in exercise science.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. It just has always called to me.
Yeah.
I feel very embodied. I've always have. And
Embodied?
Yes, embodied.
What does that mean? Embodied? Like embodied?
Embodied. I'm like hyper vigilant. I'm hyper aware, sensitive of my body, and therefore I think I have like a low pain tolerance actually, because I like can feel pain very quickly.
Oh, I know the feeling because I've had the issues with my heart.
Yeah.
I'm very aware of my heart.
Yes.
I can be very aware, almost like I pick up almost like I would like sometimes I'm like it'd be nice to turn that frequency down a little bit.
It would.
To hear a little less, but I don't know if that's actually what I need.
But yeah, so after undergrad is when I actually started to get my more serious injuries. So in grad school, I was mostly weight training, but also training for a half marathon, and I tore my hip. Didn't ever let that heal.
What'd you tear?
Just like labral hip tears.
Oh yeah.
So I went through all the interventions, got hip surgery that messed up my right hip, so I have like chronic QL tightness.
Did that hip surgery? What would you, if you went back in time?
No, if I knew you, I wouldn't have done it. But at the time, it felt like I had done everything. And,
Right.
The pain was every day, every moment, sitting, standing, walking, bed.
Yeah.
So it just didn't feel like anything was going to be right for me.
Yeah. That's what people hear is they go, I've tried everything.
Yes.
I really wish people say they tried everything they know.
No, exactly. You don't know what yes. And I'm going to get into that as well.
Oh, you are? Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay. So then.
Bring back. She's got this.
My injuries, I started to avoid lower body activities because I thought it was just my lower body that was messed up. So I went into rock climbing, and then I started getting these really severe, debilitating muscle tension headaches that would put me out for like the whole day, like feeling like I was going to vomit. And then I found you, and you definitely began the healing process of my hip. And I'm still working on my back, but it allowed me to get back out there and do a lot of the things that like make me feel really alive. And then last year, winter of 2021, 2022, I was working at a ski resort. Me and my partner live in a van, and we've been very nomadic the past few years. And working at a ski resort, getting free skiing, and I was doing my exercises every morning. I would get up before work every single morning, and then one day I just tore my ACL.
Right.
And so that's where we're getting to the you don't know what you don't know.
Right. This was last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so a little over a year ago. And then I had some complications with the ACL surgery, which put me into a really dark spot. It helped me learn a lot, something I was really resistant to learning. And then this year...
Wait, what were you resistant to learning?
I was resistant to learning because I thought I had already learned enough.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. As being in your 20s and not being able to do things like go to your actual social scene with your friends. Yeah, I just I wasn't willing to keep learning because I thought I'd already suffered enough.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I've already suffered enough.
Yeah, but I haven't.
Right.
Yeah, but no, there's a lot to come. So this year,
But I haven't suffered it.
Well,
I get it.
Yeah.
I haven't. There's a lot more to come. There still
more.
is.
And I'm really set up for it. I feel really confident about taking those challenges on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, she's got one coming up in a few days, actually, she's going to share with.
So a few months ago, I ended up tearing my meniscus, and I practically begged to come and see you because I just didn't understand. I'm doing my exercises, I'm taking it easy, I'm not doing the sports that I would desire to do in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I came to you, and you looked at me, and you discovered that it wasn't the symptoms.
Right.
Yeah.
The knee itself.
It wasn't
The knee itself almost couldn't get in position because of
my ankle.
Which seems to be.
It's working.
Right.
So you took a look at my ankle. I didn't know what I didn't know.
Right. And that is so important for people to know.
Yeah.
Because I always say there's three things. There's things that we know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how to drive a car. There's things we know we don't know. Like, you don't know how to fly a plane.
Mm-hmm.
And there's things that we don't know. And we call those our blind spots. And especially with body movement and balances, we can just look at our blind spots and watch ourselves move in a mirror and not even see it.
Mm-hmm. And I have relatively good form.
Oh, yeah.
And so you look at me and you think, great.
You do.
Yeah.
You most certainly do. You came in and your movements, pelvic extension, abduct this, and you're on it with all those.
And so it's kind of like a disguise to the other things that aren't working, which was my ankle.
Oh, so what do you mean? That's good.
Because I can position my body in mostly good alignment.
Yeah.
It's a disguise for the parts that are maybe just a little bit off. That's true. Causing all the symptoms.
The body disguises things too. Sometimes with that knee, we probably won't get into details, but Hannah's knee, she was unable to put it in position over her foot. It was inward. And what the body can do, though, is the body, if you roll, so you weren't doing this, but the body can just say, hey, if I just roll on the outside of my ankle, it goes over there. And now the ankle gets compromised as a result. So go on.
Well, that's the very confined story of it all.
That was actually very confined.
It was very confined. We skipped a lot.
Okay.
But
so you had, so now, this is a few, I love about working with Hannah, is she puts it in, does the work. And so she's an upcoming trip where she's going backpacking. You're going to be carrying 100 pounds on your back?
70 pounds.
70 pounds on your back.
Yeah.
Up in Oregon.
Yeah.
Mentoring kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We'll be doing a bunch of we'll be living in the woods, carrying all of our stuff, and it'll be a very therapeutic type of trip for these kids.
Well, some people ask and they'll go, hey, is it safe to do this thing? In Hannah's case, she's like, hey, what do you think about me going to doing this? And then, the question you have to ask is, what does that entail? Well, that entails hiking, how much with 70 pounds?
70 pounds, yeah.
And so in Hannah's case, I want you guys to take this to yourself, is for her, it's to maintain that ankle, knee, hip alignment with the 70 pounds. And now when you make it the next level, what challenges it more than anything is a walking lunge. So technically, it's going to be 70 pounds in the back. Well, how many lunges was it?
100 lunges.
Yeah, and I said to do 100 lunges. She doesn't. It's can you do 100? If you can do 100 lunges with 70 pounds on your back and keep your knee, ankle, and foot in alignment, and forget the pain side of it. You keep that in alignment for 100 lunges. You should be good to go for that trip. And What's your progress been since in the last 6 weeks with this?
Well,
Mentally too.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a fun, it's a game now. So like one day I can do the 100 walking lunges and the next day.
It's a game.
It's the next day I have to, if it's not for me that day, then I'm gonna tap out early and listen to my body and check in and maybe go back to the exercises that I did at the beginning of our game plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
right.
that'll set me up maybe for the next day.
So good. Like the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
Just like me spearfishing, right? I'm trying to get down to a certain depth, like 100 feet. But I'm like, okay, like yesterday, I'm not getting down there. I'm down to 70. I'm not going to push myself, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my technique and my form to the depth that I can get at, 70. And it's like you're going to work on the technique and form. Well, and with Hanna in that lunge alignment, the components are the ability to invert and evert the ankles, plantar flex, dorsiflex, while the knee's tracking properly, outwardly rotate the hips with the glutes. So those are all the components to being able to lunge. So focusing on those individual components counts as a day in the right direction, because then when you put it together, you're now more aware of all those individual components in the lunge. Is that resonate with you?
Sometimes I'm in and out with you, but yes.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, well, that's kind of the mystery with me. It's like, where's he going with this one? There's like anxiousness. Where's he going? And then kind of come back. Sometimes I just cross over the line. I don't even get on. I just pass it.
You do. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, during these last 7 years of really trying to learn from what I've done to myself, I thought I could heal my body through the physical, but really it's been my headspace. The headspace had to really heal. I was in this abusive pattern of just wanting to put myself through past its limits to the point where, pain was the only thing that would make me stop, or I wasn't deserving to rest until I felt pain. And so now I'm trying to not create a hateful, fearful component in my body. I'm really, every single day, it's hard to remind myself of these things. Every single day I'm practicing love. I'm practicing trust with my body. But to be honest, like, I don't think I can heal myself. I know I can fix myself, but without the support of you and a couple other people that have been really like reminding me every day and driving it home, I don't think I could have done it on my own.
Well, it's tough to do things on our own. That's why we all need mentors and guides.
Yeah, right. I agree. And finding you years ago, you did help me. Like, I would listen to you during all of my workouts because you really do care about your members and your patients. And we feel that. We feel very seen. And so you were so helpful to me during that first part of my journey. And then I got to the knee stuff and I was like, what's going on? Nothing's working. And then you stepped in and took me in.
I got your email. I was like, how do I say no to this?
It was good. I advocated for myself, which is not always the case, especially in the healthcare system.
Oh yeah, you advocated for yourself.
It's hard to do. Because you want to trust the doctors telling you that you need surgery, but it didn't. My gut was like, meniscal surgery is not the way.
Yeah. Because I've had a torn meniscus for maybe 15 years in my right knee now. What it tells me is I've never had surgery. And I have to do, if I'm doing my ankle work, my knee work, my hip work, and maintaining my ground force with the lunge, I'm great. But if I start getting lazy with this for like 2 weeks, my knee hurts. And I guarantee if I went in and showed them my MRI, they goes, well, you need surgery. Meanwhile, this is 15 years ago. I know what to do. And surgery is sometimes effective, but man, is it overused. God.
Yeah, they treat the symptoms and not the core issue.
Yeah, because they would just do the meniscus. No one's even looking at that ankle.
No, that would have caused an array of more issues as well, and I would have gone deeper into whatever this dark space was for me.
So tell me what's next for you.
I am really excited to keep learning.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, yeah. I mean, I still have a lot to work on. I'm not there yet in many parts of my body, and I'm trying to look at it as a whole and not segmented when I look at myself in the mirror or just when I feel myself moving. And so yeah, next I'm right now I'm working landscaping and gardening and farming right now, and it's been a really great challenge to my headspace and to my body on uneven terrain. But I am excited to start working again in a space where I haven't working with kids that might need to really work through their own issues.
Yeah.
And I feel like because my headspace is prioritizing me right now and what I need, that I'll be able to help these individuals do that for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the headspace has been
Because you were saying you were really tough for yourself, like almost like your body was failing you. That's the kind of mindset.
Weak, fragile, failure. Those aren't the words I'm going to use anymore, but they're words I remember
Using.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You remember using those.
Yeah. It's so mean. I shouldn't have treated myself that way. But it's so easy to. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of the beacon for, unfortunately, I'm not going to blame them, but the entire healthcare profession, if you have pain, they're trained
Yeah.
that your body's weak and fragile and it needs support.
Right.
It needs surgeries. It needs to be reduced with pain. It needs braces. It needs orthotics. It's broken. It's a fragile body.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beacon that I'm really trying to help the world know that isn't the truth. It's a real negative way to look at the body.
Yeah.
It just limits possibility.
It does. We don't need that.
We don't need that.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's why I'm happy with you sharing with everybody.
Yeah.
People are gonna relate with you, 100%. You're gonna get people to step up and take action and maybe see things a little more from. You're more sensitive than me, though I did find some sensitivity recently. I'm happy to get. We just don't have the time to get into that story about this weekend. She introduced me to one of mine now. Spirit. I say this is the closest thing to a spiritual angel I've ever met in my life. Is Athena. So she comes in, and then she introduces me to her, and I see her next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's helped me with my heart.
And I'm really excited for you.
Yeah, my body stuff, I feel pretty good. Like I'm good to go with my body. I've always got something to improve. Like I got SI, meniscus stuff too. My left shoulder after a year of tearing this thing, it's good. But really the heart here, that's my fix your shit area.
You're gonna learn so much.
I already have.
Yeah.
I already have in just a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to commit really hard, really intense, just like you would running a marathon. You got to commit to that rest or that fixing, just like you would for the exercise.
Well, so on that note, who, like in terms of like MoveU, who would you recommend? There's two types of MoveU. There's our social stuff that we put out, and then there's the actual membership, which has the programs, the community, it has everything inside. Who would you recommend that for? What kind of person would most benefit from that?
I mean, really everyone. There's not one single person at all. And I'm a trainer, and so I look at the gym and I think everyone. I really do. If you're really willing and ready to like give it your best and not try to, not desire to have someone else fix you, then you're ready. If you're really ready to put in the work, even if you have no motivation and you're you feel hopeless essentially, you'll find answers here. Yeah. You will.
I appreciate that. I've always thought everybody too. The challenge I run into is like, that's why I really want to get into teaching in younger audiences, because people will often wait. They go, I've seen 10 doctors, I've had a surgery, my leg is still numb. People, they'll do it for 6 months and look back and they go, I should have started this 20 years ago. Because it's like the more you understand about your body, the further like you understand your body, the more in your past you could see has led up to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay to go back to your past to learn from your mistakes, but you don't need to go back there to keep putting yourself down.
On that note, we're going to wrap that up. That's a really good quote, because it's true to go back on that. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, this has been short and sweet.
I know.
You've been wonderful. I've really enjoyed my time with you, and I'm happy to help you. And I really see this and hopeful this is the beginning of a long-term relationship. I'm here for you.
I know you are.
Now you have all my secret contact information. I've got you.
I will not abuse that.
I know you won't. That's why you know it. I know you won't abuse it, but I'm here for you.
Thank you.
I believe in you.
I know you do.
Oh, I do. I believe you are strong. You are educated. You have the willpower to do this thing, and you have everything inside of you to live a very long, active life and pursue whatever it is that you seek to pursue and achieve it. You do.